today I have a Valentine's look, but today's Valentine's look is not going to be like just some soft natural look. It's going to be a very dramatic in your face kind of look, and I saw Nikki Tutorial's Anti-Valentine's makeup tutorial and I wanted to do my own version, but I literally went with the black lipstick, but it's actually coming out as a green black rather than a pure black. But this is definitely not something I would wear on the daily, like this is definitely out of my comfort zone. But yeah, I did this look also inspired by Makeup by Alina. I did post this picture on my Instagram. By the way, my Instagram is Anushka, right, somewhere here. And I posted this look of her on my Insta, and I asked you guys which look you wanted to see, and I decided to do the black lipstick one, and I was inspired by this look to do this anti-Valentine's look. That's so hard to say. Anyways, I feel very awkward right now because my mum and my sisters literally sitting over there and they're listening to everything I'm saying. Anyways, I'm just going to jump straight into this video and I hope you guys will like it.
Alrighty then, so I already have my brows done and I am wearing a wig. This is from ABH Hair, and I will link everything that I've used in this video in the info box. I am going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Tan San as my eyeshadow base. I just feel like it really works well and doesn't crease, and I am going to use this shade right here from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette to set that concealer in place, and this is also going to really help blending. I'm now using the new pressed eyeshadow by Colourpop in Top Notch, and oh my god, these are so pigmented. When I get the chance, I'll definitely get some more, like they're so pigmented. And I'm just buffing this into the crease. This will be our transition colour, and this is a brush that I'm using from an Amazon set. All the brushes that I used are Amazon, eBay are linked in the info box as well. I'm also using this shade Cypress Umber from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and this is going to go on the outer third of the eye. I did take a smaller brush to really define the outer corner. I'm now grabbing the same Tarte concealer that we used earlier on with a really flat thin brush, and I'm carving out a crease. And my sister wanted to be in the frame for some reason, look at her. But yeah, I'm just really carving out a crease, kind of like a cut crease look. And I did also go in with some Cypress Umber very lightly on a pointed pencil brush and define the crease a bit more. And I'm just putting the concealer on the inner 3/4 of the lid. Now I'm grabbing the shade Primavera, which is one of my favourite colours in this palette, and I grabbed this on a flat brush, well on the same brush really, and I sprayed this with some Smashbox primer water to make it even more intense, and I'm just placing this wherever I put the concealer. This brush actually comes from an Amazon brush set that I got for like £2 on Amazon. I will be doing a video on eBay Amazon brush sets soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's super affordable and it's actually one of my favourite sets so far. So once I'm done with that colour, I'm also going to grab this Sparkle eyeshadow by Bobbi Brown in Sunlight. It's like a gold sparkly glitter eyeshadow, and I'm just pressing this on top of the gold, well, the Primavera shade that we used earlier on, and I did also use a brush as well. I went back in again with the shade Cypress Umber to really define the crease and the outer corner of the eye, and also blend it in with the gold shade that we put on. And now onto eyeliner. I'm using the NYC liquid eyeliner. It literally is my most favourite liquid eyeliner ever, and I'm just going to create a really dramatic thick wing, I would say, with this, because I really wanted the liner to stand out. Once I was done with that, I went on to curling my eyelashes, and I am using these eBay lashes that I got a while back, and I haven't used them in so long, but these are the lashes I'm wearing today, and I'm using some Eyelure Lash Glue. I will link these eyelashes in the info box if I can still find them, but I do have to say that you definitely feel them on your lids compared to other eyelashes that I've used. They're definitely on the thicker side and they are quite heavy, and you definitely feel them there, but it's not like it prevents my eyesight, or I can definitely see with them, but you can just feel them there. And now I'm using this MAC Correct and Conceal, I think that's what it's called, Duo, and I will write the shade down in the info box. This is quite new, and I really wanted to try the yellow one under my eyes to see if it will help brighten my under eyes. So far I didn't see a big difference, but I don't know, I just like using it, to be honest. I think it's fun, to be honest. But yeah, I just blended the under eyes with my finger and the sponge around my mouth area. Then for foundation, I'm using the Too Faced foundation in Caramel and just blending this out with my Real Techniques Expert Face Sponge, I think that's what it's called. You guys know the Real Techniques sponge. I'm just blending my foundation with it. It's damp, by the way. I've really been into blending my foundation with a sponge lately. I kind of went away for it for like months and now I'm just back into it again. I'm using the Tarte Concealer again under my eyes and blending that in with the sponge, and I felt like the yellow did a good job really. I don't know, it's not much of a difference, but I feel like it looks, the line that I have under my eyes, I feel like that dimmed down a bit. But anyways, now onto contouring. I'm using the Body Shop Shade Adjusting Drops in the darkening version, and I went all ham on the contouring today. I really wanted to do some dramatic contouring. I don't know, I just went all out on this look. I really had some fun with it, and I'm just blending this out with my sponge again. And these shade adjusting drops are so easy to blend. I don't like this drop to kind of darken my foundations, but I love it for contouring. But the lightening one is really good at lightening foundations. Next, I'm using this Maybelline strobe cream kind of thing, and I'm gonna highlight my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose with this. I wanted to work with cream products today, I don't know why, so weird. And now I'm going to be baking with some banana powder with my sponge as well underneath my eyes and also underneath the contour to sharpen it up a bit. I like to leave the baking bit for around 2 to 3 seconds literally, and then I grab a clean brush and I just brush it all away. And you really want to make sure, especially under the contouring, that you really blend it out. You don't want to leave too much of a harsh line because then it's just way too obvious. So yeah, I really make sure that I buff away all the powder and I really blend it out. Now I'm going to be using my trusty old NYX matte bronzer in Deep. I'm going over the contour that we did earlier on, and I'm also bronzing around the perimeter of my face, my forehead, my jawline, my neck a bit as well, just to add a bit of colour to my skin. Now onto highlighter. I'm using this Makeup Revolution strobing highlighter in Gold Addict, and I think that's the name. I always forget the shades names, but I'm just going over the highest points of my face. Next, I'm using the Bobbi Brown retouching pencil in Illuminate. This is the highlighting one, and I just love to highlight my inner corners with this. Oh my goodness, now onto the black lips. I did use my Maybelline Master Precise Skinny Gel eyeliner in black to line my lips, and it's actually very creamy at lining your lips. So yeah, I'm just really overlining them. I like to start from the centre and work outwards. Well, start from the centre and then do the outer parts. Yeah, just overlining my lips. I don't know why while I was editing this part, I found this part so satisfying to watch. I don't know, it's just the black liner. It's just, even when I was doing it, I was having so much fun like overlining my lips with this black eyeliner. And now onto lips. I'm using this Colourpop lippy stick, and I'm just going to go over all my lips with this. I found that it was still quite shiny, like it's a matte lippy stick, but it still had that weird shine to it even though I had nothing on my lips. So I did go in with some Ben Nye banana powder just to make it really matte. I don't know, and then afterwards it did go kind of like a greeny matte black colour, and I don't know if that's because of the Ben Nye banana powder, but I kind of liked it in the end. So yeah, but once you apply this lippy stick, it's actually super pigmented. So yeah, I kind of set my lips with the powder and then brushed off any excess and then pressed my lips together, and it just went all extra matte. That's how I really like it, to be honest. I did also go in with some foundation and cleaned up the edges to make it look really sharp and clean. I really like to do this with darker colours. I did go back in with Top Notch on a pencil brush and really smudge this on my lower lash line, and I also used Cypress Umber on an angled liner brush and went really close to my lash line and smudged that into my lash line again. And then for mascara, I'm using this Wunder2 Mascara and it has a blue tint to it, weirdly enough, but I just put this on my lower lashes. And I wasn't happy with the inner corner highlight. I wanted it to be even brighter, so I went in with this colour, I think it's called Vermeer, from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I just went on top of that. And yeah, that's it really. That's all I did for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will see you next time.